East Coast and 6'4s hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut up with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands. Deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. 4th and inches. I'm finna hit a lick and handle business. I got her down. She real vicious. Rock-a-bye, baby. No witness. This is not even a conflict. You on nonsense. Got the same way in Brooklyn and Compton. But with that gang, them make a profit. On top, stay poppin'. Look, see, I was the high school slick Rick, I was styling. Fat gold chain with an African medallion. Hip-hop connoisseur and rolling 20 gripping. Rap game real tight, freestyle was magnificent. All about the clout and all about my dividends. Them older couldn't tell me different. I need a roundaway girl to let me. Showtime at the Apollo. I'm about the bottom. Take 2 and pour out a little for my who won't live to see tomorrow.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better. Why these tell me? You can join the journey, you is worthy. Just allow me, no. Kicking down your door. Bloodsuckers, I see this industry is filled with sheep. People that pretend to be something that they will never be. Oh my, I just need some little old peace of mind. The sons of kings, the ghouls, the gods. The moon, the light, the fools, the fox. My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes, baby. I can never be controlled. Let them know. 500 helicopters driving me gonzo. But they want you just to envy. Let them see it. I'm the first to say it, now it's time you just believe it. I got too many fakes, made lots of foes. These people cold. Talk down your dreams because they know they can't come close. Don't shake no hands, those to your friends. I walk alone. I see both sides of other side of.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. They find some open field here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one 28 yards on the ground.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The first carry now. This is Williams. And some space here. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. And he rifles one incomplete. This game, the 9th that the Jags have played here in London. You might know that Shad Khan, he's the owner of both the Jaguars and Fulham in the English Premier League on the soccer side of things. And this is the 3rd of 3 London games the NFL will play this year. But there is one more game to come over on the continent. The Seahawks and Bucks from Munich, Germany. The first time a regular season game will be played there. Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Now this throw caught left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there at 22.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
But to throw again is Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it. Josh Allen accumulates 7.5 sacks last season to lead Jacksonville and their rebuilding defense. Not quite the Pro Bowl season he had as a rookie, but they expect him to continue to blossom and is a future All-Pro.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Up the middle, it's Williams. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, his arm strength never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back the ball's intended for. He actually ran with him in perfect motion and able to make a big-time play.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
36 pounds. Go 14.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. This one swung out to Williams. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. From the 38, Wilson flushed out right. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the back.
Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
Broncos got themselves a star when they took Williams early in the 2nd round in 2021. He finished 3rd among rookies and 13th in the league in rushing, despite splitting carries in the Denver backfield. They've clearly positioned him to be their bell cow.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Now McManus for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. And the Broncos get there and take him down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Lawrence. This is caught. It's Kirk. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 37. A good pickup there, a 22.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
On 1st down, Lawrence looking downfield for Jones. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Zay Jones, 37 yards. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They go play action now. Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the 1st half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And this is caught. Touchdown. Travis Etienne, 36 yards. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
From the 27, Wilson got his man. It's Dulcich. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he's going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. On 1st down, Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 79 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. On the slant, completes to Sutton. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run on 1st down. Edmonds. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. To throw is Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Lawrence will throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sand. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 95 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
14.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete to Judy. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Wilson. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And now here is another interception. And the Jaguars will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Hey, stop.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Randy Gregory in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
After the sack on 1st down, Lawrence. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
And that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. The left side completion to Jones. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Patterson's kick is good. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Wilson to throw. Completes the pass to Judy on the crossing pattern. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They go play action with Wilson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Play action. Now Wilson. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. And some room to work. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
To try again after the sack. Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. Touchdown, Broncos. K.J. Hamler. A 24-yard touchdown. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On second down, ETN once more. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Calvin Ridley with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jaguars are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now it's Wilson. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He didn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. A higher-scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd like to be those defensive coaches, though. That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Jaguars, they improved to 5-3 as they approach the halfway point of this 17-game schedule. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats.